Portland's official budget appears enormous at $8.6 billion, but that number does not necessarily represent new money available to solve city problems. This presentation explains how gross budgeting and internal transfers can make Portland's finances look much larger than the real spending power behind them. On paper, Portland shows about $13,590 in revenue per resident, higher than Seattle and Austin. That raises an obvious question. If Portland appears to collect so much per person, why do residents still see strained services, homelessness, and public safety concerns? Showing the disconnect between the ledger and daily reality, the budget looks large, but Portland still faces homelessness, substance abuse issues, strained safety operations, and economic pressure. The question is whether the headline number reflects true usable resources. Oregon's budgeting rules count some internal fund transfers as both revenue and spending. That means money moving from one city department to another can increase the official budget total without adding a new dollar of outside purchasing power. Here's the double counting effect in simple terms. A taxpayer dollar enters the city. Then one city fund pays another city fund for internal services. On paper, that same money can appear again as new revenue, making $100 look like $110 in the gross budget. Internal services like health insurance, facilities, and fleet operations move hundreds of millions of dollars inside the city system. These are real operating costs, but they do not create new money for homelessness, public safety, or neighborhood services. They inflate the top-line budget. When internal transfers, contingencies, and restricted funds are stripped away, the true governmental revenue appears closer to $2.26 billion. That is still a large number, but it is far less than the $8.64 billion headline figure people may assume is fully spendable. Some city funds operate more like utilities or business services, including water, sewer, parking, and spectator facilities. They generate real external revenue, but much of that money is legally restricted. It cannot simply be redirected to solve general civic problems. This compares Portland with other cities, but the key point is accounting method. Portland's per capita figure looks unusually high because gross budgeting includes internal transfers. Once adjusted, Portland appears closer to cities like Denver and Austin rather than being an extreme outlier. The real governmental spending is concentrated in community development, public safety, parks, and transportation. The city is clearly trying to address visible problems, especially housing and community needs. But the available flexible money is much smaller than the headline budget suggests. This shows another warning sign. Portland may show a positive total net position, but it also carries a large unrestricted deficit. Restricted assets cannot be freely used, while long-term liabilities like pensions and remediation costs weigh heavily on the city's finances. The audit shows clean compliance opinions in some areas, but it also identifies material weaknesses. That means there are serious internal control concerns, including a major issue involving pollution remediation liabilities connected to Prosper Portland. Prosper Portland provides a real example of how accounting errors can affect public finances. A construction cost index was applied incorrectly, leading to a $32.4 million adjustment. This shows why accurate financial controls matter when judging the city's true fiscal condition. Portland faces both internal and external risks. Internally, the city is managing government transition and labor costs. Externally, downtown recovery, office vacancies, inflation, and uncertainty threaten future revenue. The city's survival depends on real economic recovery, not accounting transfers. The main lesson is this: the $8.6 billion figure is not the same as spendable civic power. True governmental operating revenue is much smaller. Portland's challenge is not just how much money appears on paper, but how much is actually available to solve problems. This final representation brings the story together. Portland's per capita revenue appears extremely high, but the number is distorted by double counting and restricted funds. Meanwhile, real-world pressures continue. Revenue shortfalls, unemployment concerns, stalled downtown recovery, and rising public expectations.